Hi guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk again about Doi Inthanon, one of the toughest climbs in the world according to many cyclists. World's hardest tarmac climb, as we can see here from Mr. Durian right there. And there have been some news today that apparently cyclists are not allowed to ride downhill from now on. We went there in November, we already saw the signs. There's a fine of 1,000 baht if they catch you riding downhill. But let's take a look at the news that have been confirmed today about Doi Inthanon and cycling downhill. First up, let's put it into context for those of you new to Thailand. Maybe you don't know this climb. It's a 38.5 kilometer climb. The gradient is not that crazy. The average is 6%. But it gets up to the highest point in the country, 2,500 meters plus. So certainly a lot of elevation gain on this climb, well over 2,300 meters of elevation. If we compare this to one of the toughest climbs in Europe, say Passo dello Stelvio in Italy, the average gradient is a little bit higher, gets also a little bit higher altitude, 2,758 meters. But the total elevation gain is not as high, it's probably around 300, 400 meters less than Inthanon. So that can tell you what kind of beast this climb it is. Also, it's not as steady as Stelvio, as we can see here. It's a little bit more into steps. Some of the gradients are brutal, as we can see here, 27%. Towards the end of the climb. But let's get into the news. Here we have Thai PBS World news from Thailand in English, and it says, for safety, downhill cycling is banned in Doi Inthanon National Park. These are news of today, December 27, 2022. Doi Inthanon National Park in Chomtong district of Chiang Mai province has banned all cyclists from riding downhill, citing the slippery condition of the roads. So it's just funny, which can easily lead to accidents and unnecessary death or injury. So let's say by the same logic, we should ban cars as well, right? Check this out. This is what happens on a weekly basis in Doi Inthanon. I've seen it, and I've never seen an accident involving cyclists. Truth be told, it's not my favorite descent. I always go there. We always have a support van. I've only been downhill a couple of times, but I just think it's just stupid. It's nonsense. Why would they need to release a rule forbidding cyclists to go downhill? It's a little bit stupid, as I said. In addition to the ban on downhill cycling, cyclists who plan to ride in the park must be accompanied by a support car. This is something I would always recommend. It's more enjoyable, not only because of the safety, but because it's a really long and hard climb. So having a support car makes the difference in the experience. So I don't know what they plan to do. Maybe like in the Inthanon Challenge race like this, having some trucks to bring riders down. But definitely the best way is go supported. That's what I recommend. So we have here our Doi Inthanon experience one-day trip. You can go to cyclingchiangmai.cc and book this trip. We go pretty much every day, and yeah, it's kind of like the best experience. We get some nice photos for you. We'll let you know in advance all the section, the gradients, give you the best information, so in the end you can reach the highest spot in Thailand. All right, let us know in the comments, what do you think about this news? Personally, it's a little bit of nonsense, but let us know what you think. Thank you. Cheers.